So my name is Marin and I'm a VP for Microsoft Azure and also work as a lead IT engineer for Data MTX. And the today's session is on bringing intelligence with custom vision to edge. I have dropped the edge part here a little bit because we thought of more importantly giving an overview of the custom vision and the vision API endpoints that are available so you can get the full picture of it. Once you got it, bringing it to edge means getting putting it into a local setup, such like it's not actually local, but to some of your own infrastructure on cloud or on edge. Edge means on an infrastructure that's hosted inside on premise that's connecting to cloud. So this the basic understanding on these APIs and the Vision API will be very important when you are building solutions for this, right? So to start off, I will just give an uh, idea of the big picture because all this vision and everything is connecting with a very robust and a well kept service with Azure. So it's been there for a little bit of time. Name is Azure Cognitive Services, and it consists of four different parts in it. I will just give a brief introduction to each of these initially, and then we'll focus on our area of interest for this particular session. So starting off, so it basically has decision, language, speed, and vision. So it's divided into four sections to work on four different roles with the AI. So the idea is to bring on all the AI solutions and simplify things that were very difficult with AI before. For example, if you look at one of the good examples was about 5 years back. Identifying a vehicle number plate was a very difficult task. You had to write image processing algorithms, you have to fine tune them and then train the agents and do all these things. But with Azure Cognitive Services, it has provided that base for you. So you don't need to really worry about that particular instance for a moment. So the custom vision is a component that comes with it. So that will allow you to train your own way. But if not, the general way is available with Azure Cognitive Services. Now, as I already said, there are four parts to the cognitive services, and it starts with the decision section. So decision has three main parts. Firstly, is the anomaly detector. Now imagine you have a set of data. If you look at a normal sales scenario, you can see a month and the number of items units sold. So you might see some hikes in different uh, areas. So that are not normal. For example, if you look at a supermarket with the recent corona incidents, there are a lot of panic buying. So in such cases, they become anomalies. So it's very important to understand those anomalies because this might be a real situation or might be an indication that your data is wrong. For the same example, if it happened in a very normal period of time, then there could be any other reason. So when you identify that, and if you see a sudden sales high, you can decide what's the reason and how are you going to adapt to it or counter it and make your decisions based on that. And then it comes with the content moderator. Now imagine if you have a certain set of images or text or videos that you might have some content moderation required. For example, some people might be writing articles for your blog, and if they are doing that, you need to make sure that the some content like adult content are moderated. Or for example, in the images they are just like blurred or something like that happen. I'm sure you might have seen this enough. Now, what it will allow is you don't need to go through each and every image, or you don't need to add any other custom logic. If you provide that image to the content moderator, it will do the moderation itself. And if you see if there is a need for moderating it by yourself itself, that is also possible. For example, it will do a first level of machine learning cognitive service moderation, and then you have the option for doing a human review on those moderated items. So that way it's very simplifying the needs for the content moderation. And then matrix advisor. So whenever there is a set of data that are available, and if sudden changes happen in this, for example, if you see if you check out for a sort of a sensor data, and if you see some sort of a different reading to what it is, it's different to anomalies, but this is something different that you will see somewhere in. Now those advices will come in, and without it going further, you will be able to resolve it or understand the need for changing something as it is, right? And then comes the language ones, the immersive reader and the language understanding. So those are also available, and the Q&A maker. So it's a very interactive tool, the Q&A maker. Main reason is if you give an article, it will create the questions and answers relevant to that. So imagine you are writing a particular blog, and if you want to see what will be the questions and answer questions that are being generated on this, you can use the Q&A maker and make all the questions for this. And then text analysis and the translator. Now you might have seen translator quite a lot, even available with as browser features. But if you need the same thing to be done in your localized article of some kind of a document or something like that, that is very much possible with the cognitive services as well. And then we have speech component. The third component is speech. It has speech to text as well as text to speech. So it's allowing like about 6 languages: English, German, French, Korean, and likewise there are a few other languages. So total of 6 languages are supported as yet. So you can do both speech to text conversion as well as the text to speech conversion very easily with the cognitive services. And then the speech translation, you can translate into whatever the area you need. And the most important thing is the speaker recognition. Now imagine you are in a meeting and you will hear about 10 people talking, and then you need to understand which person said whatever the thing. So you can train the cognitive services to say this voice is coming from person A. And within a meeting, if cognitive service identify that person, that speaker will be recognized, and along with the content that is delivered by that person will be listed cognitive services. And then we come to the most important one and the relevant one for this session is the vision. Now, vision has a few areas that are interesting and will be very useful in future. Doesn't matter the current state of your solutions in, you can always integrate this and make your solutions much better most of the cases. And it starts with the computer vision. Now, what is computer vision? So as I earlier said, we do have two components that are going all together, the computer vision as well as the custom vision. Now what does custom vision does is, now in the computer vision what it does is, it analyzes an image or a video and provide the metadata related to that particular image or a video, right? So that happens with the general guidelines or the general understandings that are there. But in the custom vision, what you can do is you can actually customize it based on your business need. That means you can train that particular model so that the way you train it, it will do the classification. For example, if we look at a collection of vehicles, the computer vision will, the normal one, general one will be identified as a vehicle. But if you, in your custom logic, if you have put a tag like Porsche, Toyota, or Lamborghini, that will be identified based on Toyota, Porsche, or Lamborghini based on that. So if you want to go the general way, yes, you can go with it. If you want the more customized way, yes, that can also be done. Another example is if we look at a set of images and if you see a particular set of objects inside that, you might see the cars, flowers, and all these components that with mix of attributes. So that's what computer vision will give you. And if you need your organization have only the vehicles inside that, you can always customize and pick only the vehicles out of that. So that will make your fit based on your real business need. And then the face detection, we will show a little bit of what it is in the site. So face detection actually allows you to detect and identify people if they are tagged before or if they are so famous. If not, you can actually give a set of images of a person, and then if that person appear in any set of images, that will be identified as well. And then it comes with the emotions. They are very general. If you look at an image and if you want to see whether that person is smiling, that is already getting tagged and available there. And another important one is the form recognizer. Now, we might see a lot of forms that are being automated. For example, the government forms or whatever the form that you see, uh, the cognitive service vision component has the form recognizer service that will be able to identify what are the fields inside this and what are the values that are given to it. And if you need to train your own model, that is also possible. We will see a demo on this, and it will be very interesting to see how easily it is understanding and how you can integrate that to your custom solutions. And then comes the video indexer. So what it will do is if you upload a video file to the video indexer service, it will be able to identify the text and identify people, different objects available there, and different tags inside that. So that will allow you to do some sort of a video classification based on your video gallery needs and so on. So I will be going through with a very low quality video and show you how much information that it can even grasp from that particular thing. Right. So computer vision, yes, it has text extraction, OCR, which I will show in the demo, and then image understanding, right? So uh, what happens is told you earlier that computer vision and custom vision are two streamlined, two parallel going components. And in the image understanding, Azure has trained to understand over 10,000 objects, for example, cars, other vehicles, or pets, or something like that. So there are about 10,000, more than 10,000 concepts and objects to generate value from your visual assets. So that's already there. And then spatial analysis. So this will analyze how people do move in real time. And these are very fast algorithms, and you will be able to see it uh, very easily. And the flexible deployment. Right now, I don't have an edge hosted in our house, so I will be going through cloud and will show you how it's working. But the idea is very simple. You can run it on cloud, or you can use a edge component with you, or else you can even use Kubernetes containers and then host the deployments there as well. So right, so I'll just show you one of the demonstrations. Before that, I want to show you this thing inside. If you go to the Azure documentation, you will be seeing this as well. So for example, if you look at this image, now this is computer vision that we are seeing here, and you can see it's identifying different objects, right? Let me just zoom a little bit. Yes, so as I hover over here, you can see it's identifying the train and person, and there's another person. So what it will happen is you will get an output JSON. You won't get this image specified here, but as you can see here, it's defining the rectangles, right? So x equals 93, 178, it should be somewhere here, and then it's identifying the objects, right? As you can see, it's giving the rectangle dimensions and the object as a person and with the confidence, right? So confidence is like how much confident it is whether this is a person. It start from 0 to 1. Now it's like 76.4% confidence, like 0.764. So, and then the other thing is the other person, actually it should be here. So it starts with x0 and y229, and w and width and height options are here, and it also identifies it as a person, right? And that one also have a confidence of 0.624, which means like 62.4%. And then have a subway train that it identifies, and it shows the area that's highlighted here. So starting from x value from here to 161 pixels, and y from I think bottom or top to 31, and width is 436 pixels and height is 423 pixels. Right? And then it is of a parent object. Now this comes with a hierarchy. If you look at it, vehicle is the topmost object. Now if you understand in C# or some other language, there is an inheritance hierarchy. So likewise, there's a hierarchy that they have created here. So on top it has vehicle, and then the land vehicle and the subway train. So that's how the hierarchy go. So and then on a vehicle it has like 92.6% confidence this is a vehicle, and whether it's a subway vehicle, subway train, it has the whole confidence out here like 90, it's like 80% confidence. So likewise, the whole thing is identified as objects. And then if we go down here, it identifies tags, descriptions, and the actually we will go to tags. Now, if you can see, it has different tags like train, and it has 99% confidence. This is a train. And the platform, this is 99%, and station, and this is a indoor image, so that's identified as well. And there's clothing, as you can see, there's 55% confidence on clothing, and there's a person, so there's like 50% confidence, and something is pulling, there's a 43% confidence. So the confidence goes down depending on the clarity or the things that they see. So when you make a application, depending on the quality of the images and the type of the images you have, you can make a decision that this is giving. And then up here we get another set of properties. For example, the description, tags, what we have, and the image format and the image dimensions, and whether this is black and white, and whether this contains any adult content, if not, whether it has or not, and then how much adult uh, percentage is here. Now if you look at some the content, there might be a certain percentage of the adult views, so now it's less than 1%, so it's okay. And then the racism, race related things, so if this is racism, how much is there, and then the categories, and the dominant color background and the dominant color foreground and the accent color. So all these properties come very easily. Now if you go to another image, you can see all the values that are available for this one as well. The same thing, the dominant color background and the foreground, as you can see a lot of grays here and here as well. So all this information is very easily abstracted from here. Now let me show how we start with this on Azure. It is very easy, and for the moving other ones, it's mostly the same that we can do in Azure as well. Right, so if we just go here to one of my Azure subscriptions, so we have the option for creating a custom vision. Sorry, let me give vision. Yeah, so I have one already created. So it says the cognitive service. Now I have this C vision one created, and what it will do is let me create uh, the custom vision components inside, and this is in here. Now I'm on a free tier. Now I will get like 5,000 calls free for this one, and I have about only used about 4 out of it. So for like 30-day period, I will get 5,000 for this is enough for testing, more than enough, right? And then how do we integrate this? Now you have all the options for connecting this with um, alerts, matrices, and all this what you get with normal Azure, so any other Azure component. And then the pricing tier, if you want to scale up or scale down, you have the option for creating it. Now, if you can look at it, the free tier, you get 20 calls per minute, and in the standard, you get like 10 calls per second, and then you will get unlimited amount of calls per month as well. And it will be like for $1,000, it's starting with $1 per thousand calls. Now, if we go like I think about 100,000, then it will go down. So if you are looking at large scale applications, the cost will further go down little by little. Right. So how we get it integrated here? So if we go to keys and components, I get a key. I get the endpoint. This is my endpoint for this particular vision application. And then I get 2 keys. You can use the key that you need, and depending on your need, you will be able to regenerate if necessary. So this is available as a backup here. So now how do I get started? I have actually already created one. Now here I have a console application, and in the NuGet packages, I have installed one NuGet package that will be relevant to this, and that is Azure AI text analysis, right? Now, all you need to do is install this NuGet package. Might have some compatibilities. It will all be available here, as you can see in the Azure Force.NET Standard. It's available with .NET Standard, so you can use mostly anywhere. And then, what I will be doing is let me zoom it out a bit. Yeah, so I have specified my subscription key and the endpoint, which we saw earlier, and then a URI base. So this will be my REST endpoint. Now you have the possibility to use one of the .NET native APIs as well, but in this case I am using a REST API here. So in the URI base I am giving the endpoint as it is, and then I have actually a set of images. Let me show you. I have it in here. C.app.ing. Go here. Right. So I have a set of images like A1, A2, A5. I have selected for A5. Let me actually open this up. I'm not too sure which to use to open this. I'll use Paint. Yes. Now what we have here is a very unclear receipt. Right, as you can see, the text is very not that very visible, and even to a human to understand this, it's very difficult at all. So as you can see, the what's the character here is not sure, and this actually very understand, and the text here is not clear. So this is a very low clarity image. So let's see how this will perform in our analysis here. Now I have a JSON file that I have generated already. Let me delete this. Yeah. So what I'm doing is I will give this image path, And I have this in the main method, I have this read text method, which will make a HTTP client call, right? And it will get the content from, now this is making a image file is sent as a HTTP body, and then the content type is set to application octet string, and we are making a post request, right? So once the successful status code arrives, we can actually down here get the response content as a string. Now what I am doing is I am getting this string from here, and I am writing this to a file located in capp.img as the file name text. Now it will be like a5.text because that's the file name that I have given. Now let me run this. Now within like a few seconds, it shall come up with the analysis. Now as you can see, it already printed in as here, but let me go to my folder and see whether it's available. Now you see A5 127, it's generated. Let me open it up. Right. Now what does it show? Let me actually take the image as well. Let me zoom out a little bit and drag this to this corner and put this in here. Right. So this is the image I have given. I won't be going so far. So as you can see, it starts with page 1. Now the status is saying as succeed, created date time is this, last updated is this, and the analysis result, we are using the version 3 of the API. And the read result in the page 1, it's saying it's having a 0.77 degree angle. Can't really see it. And the width and height of the image is here, and unit in pixels. And then it's picking up the bounding box. Right? So now it's picking up a rectangle area like a bounding box and picking up this Sri Maniam or something like this is here. It's picking up it as Sri Mania Super, right? So as you can see, one character is wrong, but we see why it is wrong. Now as you can see, the whole text is there, and we will go word by word. Now inside that particular word, it's bounding it to another box, and it's picking up the word Sri as confidence level is 95.2%, right? And the next one is picking up 1 years, it's like 56%. Now uh, there's an error here, and that's why it's giving a lower confidence here. But if you look at the other characters, almost the others are correct, right? So only the last one is in M here, it's and it's also having 98.2% confidence, which is correct, right? So likewise, so that's the printed text that you saw in here, and it is available as it is here. Now we have a handwritten text here put in as 674, and it's also extracted with a bounding box, and see it's picking up 674 with a confidence level of 98.1% accuracy. Now this shows how much well defined this API is, and you can make your decisions based on that. Now for example, if I have the list of supermarkets with me, I can just look at these first two ones, first and the last ones that are having higher confidence level, and give a low priority to this one and pick the correct one. So that's how this will be implemented in real time logic. And if you go further down, you can see the address is also extracted. So number 136 Nikambo Road and Kurunegala, right? So that whole thing is extracted, and the number is having 95.2%, and 136 94%, Nikambo 98%, Road 93%, and Kurunegala 87%. So likewise, everything is extracted here, and even as you can see, the number is not so visible here. It's picking up that with the tail is visible, it's 83%, and Node 37 is picked up with 63.7% accuracy. So that shows how clear it is reading. I'm not too sure whether this 3.037 is the exact code for that region, but it could be now depending on the analysis is right. So that's why it's giving a lower confidence to the lower visible ones. So how it's reading. Now, as you can see, what we see here is exactly available here with the level of confidence. Now, if you are as a human, you won't be very much counting on the confidence on how it is it. You will be making the decisions. But in AI service here, it's giving you the whole confidence that it has. Right. So that's actually the first component. Now you saw the demo with it as well. And now we'll see the face component of it. So face, yes, it has the advanced facial recognition, and it recognizes faces according to different diverging attributes like eyebrows, hair type, and everything. And it's the single API call. It's same as what you have uh, in your in I mean in every API in the cognitive service, and it's also have the option for deploying in anywhere. And your models and data will be very much secure in Azure itself. I will just go through it, actually go through it here. Let me see this face. Yeah, so as you can see, the face detection is here. Now, if you upload this image, this will give a JSON like this. It will give a face ID and the rectangle, the face it is in, and the attributes. Now it's null here. If we pick up something else, oh sorry, I can select the detection model and I think it will change it. Yeah. So now if you look at this, as you can see, it's picking up the hair bold with 6% confidence is bold, so that means it's very low. And whether the hair is invisible, no, it's false, that means it's visible. Hair color, so black, brown, all these colors, the confidence is here. So whether it's black, they have 100% confidence. Whether it's brown, there's 95% confidence. Gray 43%, blonde 3%, red 2%, and white 0%. And if you take this, you can see here bold is given 0 and the invisible is given as true. So the hair is invisible. So that's given as a 0. And then you can see the reading glasses and makeups, even all these are here. If you just go to this person, you can see the gender and they identify age as 34%. And facial hair, whether we have facial hair or not, that's also identified. Glasses as no glasses, and happiness is shown as 100%. This person looks happy. And then the other exposure and all this other information related to uh, image. Now if you look at this, nose tip is in this position and mouth left, mouth right, all these person attributes are available here. So if you are making an image analysis, then you can simply use this. Now if you look at a one with 3 people in, as you can see, face attributes come in, and the gender male is age 26. If we just go down, you might see the other people as well. See, the second face ID comes in, and it comes in, it's actually there. We can see it like, who is this? So smiling is 1% and female age 32. Right, and then if you go down, you might see the kid as well somewhere here. Yes, yeah, face ID here, and then you can see male age as 1 year, and all the information comes here. Now this is how easily you can detect the face and show whatever the features that you need in these algorithms. And then we will move to the next. It is form recognition. Now I will speak a little bit about it here because it's very important to understand some of the things that are available here. For example, if you have a well defined or understandable normal form, it has the option for extracting results itself. But if you have a custom form that is not available in general, you can always have the ability to define the form uh, logic within it. Now if I just go here, I can see actually, see um, in the form you can see it's taking the key value pairs. I can actually show this in a demo. Let me see here. Yes, right. So I have, what I have done is I have created the forms cognitive service for the forms identification. So form recognizer API type is here. And how does this happen is its pricing is a little bit different to what you see in normal ones. You can just browse through and see it. And what I will do is I will just run a sample analysis of a pre-built analysis in this one of the tools that they have provided. Now I have given the service endpoint, which I can find it in here, keys and endpoints, and the API key, one from chosen from one of these available here. Now what I will do is I can select the type and I will just upload the result. Do I have some? Hope this is a form. Oh, no. Let's say this. Yes, so now this is a receipt that I have. If I just run an analysis on here, as you can see, the analysis is running. Right, so it comes all the information that I need. Now, if you can see, if I just move myself towards this left side, you can see Heels is identified as the merchant name and transaction date and the transaction time. So like in the other APIs, this is giving me the confidence. Now this says like 90% confidence, and the transaction date, transaction time, and the items. Now it picks up items each by each. Now the first one, the price, the quality, total price, quantity, all these are coming here. And the item 2, what are the price and everything. So all these information are available as it is. As you can see, the information like gross amount are not picked up, but the net amount is picked up. The reason being that's how it is trained. If you need to train for those as well. And another thing is, as you can see, it has missed one of these. So all these can be fine-tuned based on your need to pick up on even lower resolutions like that. Right? So that's the form recognized component. And the last one is the video indexer, right? So what does actually your form recognizer, which is showed here. And as you can see, the pre-built invoices are here, and receipts, business cards. You will get all the information necessary in here. And then we come to the video indexing, right? So what does video indexing does is it allows you to index the videos based on the metadata that are coming. If you look at this in this particular video, you can see all the people available here, and then some text that's coming here. Now let's see it in action. I have actually a so video indexer right here. Now I have actually we can go to this video indexer.ai and create a sample account, and then you can actually browse a file and put it in here. If I just go to browse file, let me see. If let me actually give it by URL. I'll just find this. So I just give a URL here. Oops. Oh, so I should put it in URL, right? And then pick to upload. Now this is like the testing tool, but in the reality you will be you can use the same APIs that are available to pick and do the analysis. Now this has uploaded and it will be indexing in like a few minutes. So until it indexes, let's go back and see through what is the services offering. Now it's actually very easy to use, and so let me see. So as you can see, it will be giving this very detailed content, including the text that are available here. Now this is a video that's Microsoft has generated themselves. So if you need to create text on Satya Nadella, that's possible here. It will be identify very clear one, but the one that I have uploaded just here is one that doesn't has much of clarity in those images. So let me just get it up index in a little bit. Might take a few seconds. So now what I think this is a like 30-second video, but to index and do all the things initially it might take a little bit of time. And if you train this one to identify different components, that indexing process will be much higher than what it is shown here. Let's leave a little bit of time, and if you have any questions, you can actually put in the Q&A. I will be answering them once everything is done.
So while it's loading, Malin, there's a question whether it's asking whether they can get the sample project from you.
Yeah, actually, it's a very simple. So it's actually a REST call that I have here. I can actually share it or upload it on GitHub, or that's already available as well. I will look into it. So as you can see, basically it's a REST endpoint that I have. You need to have a subscription key for that. And then it's all about making a REST call to this particular, a post request to this particular endpoint.
Yeah, maybe it's better you put it on the GitHub and share the link later.
Yeah, sure.
So when we publish this one, I'll forward it in a developer forum Facebook page. So we'll have it there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so this will take a little bit more. I haven't opted for this one is because this one has a bit of clarity than what it's already in here. Let's see how it performs. So this is actually a test portal. So the actual performance you will get in a video analysis indexing is very much higher than what it is already shown here. This is just for anyone to just come in and sign in and try it out. So you can try it out yourself as well. Just need to go to this videoindexer.ai, and then you can sign in with any of the accounts that you have, and you can just upload a video and then see how it is working. Now it's here. Let me just.
So does this one require a Microsoft account, or is it anybody can
No,
create an
actually,
account?
you can sign in with a Google. In this one, I have signed in with a Google account. Let me
Okay.
just this one starts to play. Let me just see here. I'm using a Google account. If you just go here, let me just show. So just open in incognito. So you can sign in with any of these, an Azure AD account or a personal Microsoft or a Google or LinkedIn, Facebook, whatever. So that option is here, and this one I have actually signed in from a Google account. Now, as you can see,
Okay.
there are different people identified. This can be the same person, but because it's coming from the different angles. But if you upload the person's image in different angles, it will take this down to two or three people who are in here. And then here, as you can see, the business topics, it has different topics that are picked up. Now, David Cameron might be a error that's coming in, but you can, in logic, you can ignore what is unnecessary. And then in here, you can see different labels that are available for human face, wall, woman, smile, text, and everything that's in here. If I just scroll through here, you might see different images coming in here. So, and in the named entities, you can see Facebook is there and dialog is there. WhatsApp, YouTube. Let's see. I think it is show it here. See, Facebook. Yeah. So see, all these Facebook, dialog, WhatsApp, YouTube, all these entities are taken in. And if you need, actually, you can get the insights JSON as a JSON file. Now this is very readable. Let me just make it not. So just put it in a JSON parser and zoom it a little bit. Now, as you can see, it has all this summarized information. I just search for dialog here. As you can see, it's showing like from 85% confident this text is here, and that text is available here under brands. And then it will actually go to Wikipedia and pick up information related to that particular brands that are shown. So Facebook, you can see it's defined here. So, and dialogue, it doesn't has a particular interest here which is given, but if you need, you can do it. And WhatsApp, yes, and information about WhatsApp and YouTube and all this information are available here. And there are some more information like the topics that we saw in there and the video ranges and all this information. So it's a very detailed analysis, and then there are some objects as well, as you can see here. If I just go scroll a little bit up, so all the objects appearing in here are coming in as a JSON. As you can see in sentiments, negative, emotions, and the labels, you can see each label it's giving start time and end time and information related to that. So wall, woman, all these things are here. Now, how you can use this? You can use this to definitely categorize a set of videos that you have, and based on the different tags it creates, you can show different recommenders, like building some recommender systems. You can do. I'm sure you have seen too many systems that show those based on interest. So based on your interest, you can show the users whatever the features they need. So that's it from me. If you have any questions, you can put it in. Otherwise, I think we are good. Fit any more questions?